Hi everyone, welcome to another bedtime story with iShare Tales. So if your bed is cozy enough, let's listen to our today's video. Once upon a time, in a village near a dark forest, there lived a sweet girl known as Little Red Riding Hood. She was called this name because of the beautiful red cloak her grandmother had made for her. One day, her mother asked her to take some food and goodies to her sick grandmother, who lived on the other side of the woods. Remember, darling, stay on the path and don't talk to strangers, her mother advised. Eager to help her grandmother, Little Red Riding Hood set off on her journey. As she walked through the forest, she admired the flowers, singing birds, and the beautiful trees. Suddenly, she met a sly wolf who asked, "Where are you going, little girl?" "I'm going to my grandmother's house," she replied. "It's just beyond the forest." The wolf thought to himself that he could reach the grandmother's house first and plan a tasty treat for himself. So he said, "Why not pick some flowers for your grandmother? I'm sure she would love that." Distracted by the beautiful flowers, Little Red Riding Hood wandered off the path to gather a bouquet. Meanwhile, the wolf ran swiftly to the grandmother's house, knocked on the door, and said in a disguised voice, "It's me, your grandmother, Little Red Riding Hood." The grandmother, too weak to see who it was, called out, "Come in, dear." The wolf entered, jumped into the bed with the grandmother, and soon after, the poor woman was swallowed whole. Then the wolf dressed in the grandmother's clothes and got into bed, waiting for the Little Red Riding Hood. When she arrived, she knocked on the door and noticed it was slightly ajar. "Grandmother, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood," she called. "Come in, dear," the wolf replied with a growly voice. As she entered, she approached the bed and noticed how strange her grandmother looked. "Oh, grandmother, what big ears you have! All the better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf said. "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have! All better to see you with, my dear." "Oh, grandmother, what big teeth you have! All the better to eat you with," roared the wolf, leaping out of bed. Just then, a huntsman passing by heard the commotion and rushed into the house. He found the wolf, who was startled and fled out the door. The brave huntsman then freed Little Red Riding Hood and her grandmother from the wolf's belly, where they had been trapped. Grateful and relieved, Little Red Riding Hood promised never to stray off the path again and to always heed her mother's advice. The huntsman and the girl celebrated with a feast, and from that day on, they lived happily, always keeping an eye out for the sly wolf. The moral of the story: never talk to strangers and be cautious, for they may not always have good intentions. Always stay on the path and heed the advice of those who care about you. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. See you next time, everyone.